tonight before a capacity crowd, and we're not kidding. It's full here. A capacity crowd at Clinton High School. It's the battle for the top spot in the OCOC Conference. The team that's on top right now, the host Clinton Maroons, with a 10-0 record in conference play, taking on the second-place team with a 9-1 record, the Trojans of Maroa Forsyth High School. This is Larry Dooling. We welcome you to Clinton High School. We've had the completion of the junior varsity game just a little bit earlier. Maroa came out on top on that one, 54-38 for their second victory of the year over the Clinton JVs. And we're just a few minutes away from getting this one underway before a huge crowd here. Folks have turned out from Maroa Forsyth and from the Clinton area to watch these two teams battle for the top spot. But right now, the Clinton Pom-Pom squad, the M squad as they're known, the Clinton cheerleaders making their way out to the center court. And in just a moment, the Clinton FFA, Future Farmers of America, will be bringing the colors to center court. And in the background, possibly you can hear the drum roll as the Clinton High School Band is getting ready to perform our national anthem. And then after that, we'll give you all the pregame information on this one. Maroa Forsyth has a key injury to one of their starters normally. It's going to keep him out of the starting lineup. So we'll tell you more about that in just a moment after the playing of our national anthem tonight before this evening's ball game. Well, the fans have really turned out in numbers for this one here tonight. The bleachers on both sides of the gym are going to be full for this one this evening. They've even brought in some extra bleachers, a small set of bleachers that they placed in at least one corner of the gym at the south end to try to add some additional seating for the fans here. And we're glad to be able to bring it to you for those of you that either are listening to it live right now, listening to it on a tape-delayed broadcast in WHOW-FM, or watching the video replay on Clinton Cable TV Channel 10, as we're also videotaping tonight and going to present it on TV for those of you out there that want to watch the replay. It should be a good one. These two teams met a bit earlier this year, a couple of weeks ago at Maroa Forsyth, and what a battle that one was. It went down to the last minute of the ball game before the Maroons, supplied by a personal foul and a technical foul, and then a few more fouls after that, and some free throws made by the Maroons down the stretch, pulled away and won by 11 points, 84-73. But it was a much closer game than that final score indicated. Clinton led most of the way in that ball game, up by 3 at halftime, up by 6 going in the fourth quarter, and they built it up to double figures fairly late in the ball game. But Maroa made a run and got it all the way down to, I think it was 2 points late in the contest. But then the game fell apart for Maroa Forsyth, and the Maroons, as we said, were able to cash in and make some free throws at the end and pull away and win it 84-73. Since that time, both of these teams have gone undefeated. Both teams have gone 6-0. The Maroons, of course, now are at 20-1 on the year, while the Maroa Forsyth Trojans have upped their record to 15-5. We mentioned the conference records already. Clinton's on top with a 10-0 record. Maroa is the only team that has a shot at least tying the Maroons for the top spot with their 9-1 record in conference play. Sullivan has now fallen back as Maroa has defeated them twice, and so has Clinton. So Sullivan's out of the running, and so is everyone else as far as we can tell, with not too many games remaining in conference play. Each one of these teams after tonight will have 3 more conference games remaining. So this is the key one. This is what it boils down to. Maroa would like at least a share of the conference title with a victory over the Maroons here tonight. And of course, the Maroons would like to go undefeated the whole route. And the key to doing that, of course, is to defeat the Trojans here tonight. The key player that we mentioned that's out for Maroa Forsyth tonight is their point guard, the young junior that makes this team go, Josh Williams, the 5'9 junior. In practice yesterday, according to one of their assistant coaches, Josh Williams suffered a light sprain to his ankle, but apparently it's bad enough that it's got him on crutches tonight. And he is not going to see any action. He is not dressed for the ball game. He came out in street clothes when the team came out for pregame warm-ups. So Josh Williams will not be in the lineup or available for duty here tonight. Now, their coach did say that it's not that severe and he should be ready to go on Friday, but they're going to keep him off of it totally here tonight. So the point guard is gone for tonight's ball game. The regular point guard for Maroa Forsyth, Greg Carso, then, who normally comes off the bench, will step in to the starting lineup and try to fill that spot. We're going to take a quick break here for a message from one of our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening tip-off. And this big one here tonight before a huge crowd at Clinton High School, the number 10 ranked Clinton Maroons. And the closest team to them in Oka Conference play, the Maroa Forsyth Trojans, back in just a moment. And now Sam comes away with the rebound, throws it deep down court. Schumacher, nice catch behind the back pass. DeGrave for the basket.
There's a wide open Reinhardt underneath. Nice catch, puts it up, fouled, and it goes in.
Nicely done. Down court, Harnett intercepts the pass. Open man down court is Randy Rich. Throws it up there. Oh, here's Sampson put into play. 3 seconds remaining in overtime. In the backcourt, it comes to Schumacher. Schu will get to half court. Beyond half court, he shoots on the way.
Clinton Maroon basketball is brought to you by Clinton Chiropractic Center, Clinton IGA Food Liner, Amber Graves of Sheer Paradise, the John Warner Bank, Dave's Food Basket, Walker Tire, Ace Hardware, your authorized Ameritech dealer, Allen Chiropractic Health, Illinois Power, Edward G. Jones and Company, Subway.
We're just about set to get this one underway here at Clinton High School. The Clinton Maroons and the Maroa Forsyth Trojans. Clinton, the number 10 ranked team now in the state. They moved up another notch. A couple teams above them lost some ball games, and they both fell below the Maroons, and one other team leapfrogged above them, jumped ahead of them in the standings. So the Maroons are now number 10 in the state of Illinois among Class A teams. Maroons are in the midst of an 18-game winning streak. The Maroons have won 23 straight games here at home. The last team they lost to was, this Maroa Forsyth team last year at the beginning of last season back on December 4th. Of course, that would be December 4th of 1994 when the Maroons lost their last game here at home. And, of course, overall, last year and so far this season, the Maroons, under the direction of Coach Ted Turner, have put together a 43-win, 5-loss record. So quite a run by these youngsters for the Clinton Maroons here the last 2 seasons and, of course, so far this year. But if any team could possibly knock them off, it could be the visiting team here tonight, the Maroa Forsyth Trojans. They have got some talent. They're up to a 15-5 record now, and they've been ripping through the conference with the exception of their ball game against the Maroons. They stand at 9-1 in conference play. The starting lineup will look like this. The 6'6" senior and their leading scorer, Mike Pope, will start at 1 forward position. Mike Pope at 1 forward. The other, who's been a good scorer for him this year, just a junior, he stands at 6'2", it's Nathan Schlag. The center is 6'5", a senior, and he put some points in against us in the last ball game, especially in the third quarter of that matchup, Eric Cook. The guards will be Andy Pittinger. He's a 5'10" senior, and as we mentioned, starting in place of Josh Williams, who's out with the ankle injury, Greg Garceau, who is a 6'2" senior, but a very capable young man off the bench when we played them last time. For the Maroons, Ted Turner, and their starting lineup the same as usual. The forwards will be Nate Sands. Nate, who stands at 6'2" and a senior. Wes Graves will start at the other forward spot. Wes, who's 6 foot tall and a senior. And as we give you the starting lineups, they're announcing them to the crowd. Maybe we'll just wait for that. We're not used to always doing TV. So we'll hold off here and let you watch the introduction of the Maroons lineup. They'll announce Wes Graves first. He wears number 20 in the home gold, trimmed in maroon and white. The 6 foot senior, Wes Graves, who's really come on since Christmas time for the Maroons. Nate Sams will be the other starting forward, as we mentioned. Nate, who wears number 33, 6'2" senior, and the team's second leading scorer, and he has been a block machine blocking shots game after game after game. At the center position, number 45, Thad Harnett, the 6'2" senior, averaging, I think, he's either the 3rd or 4th leading scorer. He's pretty even with Wes Graves in that category. Bob Ijums, who wears number 24, will start at 1 guard spot. Bob, who stands at 5'10" in height, the senior, the team's best defensive player. And, of course, the Maroons' leading scorer this year, averaging about 22 points per game. They're chanting Shoe. It's Ryan Schumacher. Shoe, who wears number 31, the 6'2" senior. There's your starting lineups. Back for the opening tip-off when we come back in just a moment.
Why shop IGA? Why not? With our advertised specials every day of the week, Illinois lottery games, friendly service, and discount prices, there's no reason not to shop the Clinton IGA to save you money on everything you purchase. More experienced shoppers cannot go wrong with our senior citizen discount. All of our shoppers can take advantage of double coupons Wednesday through Sunday. We also sell all the Illinois hunting and fishing licenses for outdoor enthusiasts. Come on in and shop your hometown proud IGA, supporting our community since 1961.
They're at the center circle and about to get this one underway. It'll be Nate Sands for the Maroons, jumping up against Mike Pope of Maroa Forsyth. Trojans in their traveling blues. Sands gets a hand on it. Wes Graves controls it. Here come the Maroons first on offense before a noisy, packed gym here at Clinton High School. The fans settle in. Wes Graves has the ball on the left wing. Looking over what is a man-to-man defense for Maroa. Sam's driving the baseline. Bumped a bit. Shovels it off to Thad Harded. Thad has to kick it out. Almost threw it away, and he was in the lane too long before he was able to get that ball off to Graves. 3-second violation against the Maroons. So the ball will go to the Trojans here in the opening seconds. We've played 18 seconds into the ball game. Full court pressure by the Maroons. It comes in the backcourt. The Pinninger will give it to Garceau, and Garceau running the controls for this team. He's across the center line against Ijams. Goes right wing. This is Pinninger with the basketball. Schumacher on him. High post to Pope. Driving the baseline. Bounced that one way too high and gets called. Well, the official said double dribble. Whatever the case, he turned it over, and the Maroons will have it. I thought maybe they'd get him for palming the basketball, turning the ball over. The Maroons get it. Here's Ijams in the backcourt. Working up against Pinninger. Goes right-hand side, Schumacher. Back to Ijams between the rings. Now to Sands. Around the horn, they go to Graves, left-hand side. West taking his time, looking things over. Maroa very tight in their man-to-man defense. Ijams way out front. Here's Sands, open from 15. High-arching shot over Pope. He had to change it a bit. It went off the board too high. And here they come. Garceau's behind the defense for the layup. He missed it. Rebound. Pope up and good. Mike Pope, the trailer on Garceau's miss. And now the Maroons have thrown it away in the backcourt. At center court, it got by Schumacher. And Maroa will have it right back with the 2-0 lead. We've played 61 seconds into the ball game. And a 2-0 lead for the Maroa Forsyth Trojans. Greg Garceau with the basketball. Across the center circle. Works the right-hand side, gets a screen from Pope. Ijams fights through it. Now they go low post. Cook deep underneath there, working around Sam. Stripped away by Schumacher. Here comes Schu back the other way. He's got Graves in front of him. Schu will take it all the way, lays it off the board, and we're tied. He goes spilling to the court. But Ryan Schumacher scores it, and we're tied at 2 apiece. And now the official stops play for a moment here. And the flag is making a trip around the court. And do we have a timeout taken here? What's the situation? We'll keep it here. I think the officials are just stopping play for just a moment as the flag circles the court after the first basket of the ball game. Maybe we're starting another new tradition here at home with all the enthusiasm and everything else that's happening. A 2-2 tie. What a crowd we have here tonight. This is terrific. Well, silly me. Ryan Schumacher's just broken the school record. That's what they're stopping play for. The cameras are out. The lights are flashing. Ryan Schumacher has set the school record, career points scored. He's broken the record of Ben Nichols, and that's why play is stopped. He did it early in the ball game. He went to the hole. He scored it Ryan's way. Ryan Schumacher now the all-time leading scorer in Clinton Maroon basketball history. And now the fuss is over that. We're ready to get back to basketball, but congratulations to Ryan. Here's Maroa Forsyth with the ball. In it goes to Pope. He kicks it off. Baseline jumper. Schlag is short. Rebound. Fought for, and Ijams comes down with the board. Bobby dribbles out of there. Has it across the center line. Looks right wing. Gets it to Schumacher. Well, he's going to add and add and add to that record, I'm sure. Ryan Schumacher. Here's Graves. Now to the baseline to Sands. He'll try a long jumper from there. Off the back of the air. No good, but Pope backed into him and commits his first foul of the ball game. For those of you watching the television replay, you can see behind Mike Pope, there's more bleachers been added down in that corner. Hopefully they're not too close to the court. We are not used to having a crowd this huge. I know the sectional tournament a couple years ago, we had a big crowd. But this is going to surpass that, I think. Here's Sams at the free throw line. His first free throw is perfect. And the Maroons now lead in the ball game, 3-2. The first time these two teams met down at Maroa Forsyth, Mike Pope fouled out of that ball game, and that was a costly loss for the Trojans. And he's got his first already in this ball game. Second one for Nate Sams is good also. So the Maroons, with 6:09 to go in the first quarter, lead 4-2. Greg Garceau works right-hand side. Again, looking for a screen. Igens, again, fighting through it. Now he picks it up, goes high post to Cook. Dumps it off nicely, Pittenger, but Thad Harnett was there to cut him off. Pittenger saves it from going out of bounds. Now it's to Cook near the free throw line. Off to Garceau. Drives and dumps it off to the baseline. Schlag bobbles a bit. And they work it around the horn now to Pittenger, left-hand side. Back out front, Garceau. The right wing, it goes to Schlag again. He'll go top of the key. Pittenger. Garceau left wing. Underneath, intended for Pope. Knocked away. Got it back. Dishes underneath. Cook. He'll fire up the short jumper and got it. Well, the Maroons did a pretty good job defensively, but they finally got it to Cook, and Cook was able to put it down. 4-4 tie. Here, 2.5 minutes into the ball game. Igens finds Schumacher at the top of the key. Stumbles a little bit, then fires underneath. Finds Igens. He head fakes, puts it up and in. And a foul. Great head fake by Bob Igens. Then he went up strong and put it in and draws the foul. And he'll have a chance for a three-point play, and Bob Igens gets his name in the scorebook early in this ball game here tonight and gives the Maroons a 2-point lead at 6-4. Foul for the Trojans, win against Nathan Schlag, his first. Team second against the Trojans. Igens to try to complete the three-point play, nails it. So 3 for Bob Igens, and that's the difference in the ball game here in the early going. 7-4 Clinton. Pope at the center circle. Gets it to Schlag, drives the baseline. He stumbled and traveled with the basketball. I think he went to feed it off, but saw the defense coming and tried to hold up on it. Might have just caught it on his leg. However it went, he walked with the basketball, and the Maroons get it back. So Igens will work it up court after getting the inbounds pass from Nate Sams. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Schumacher's free in the free throw lane area and puts it through. 14-footer for Schumacher, his second basket of the ball game. And the Maroons lead by 5. They break the press. Now Cook has it. Shoots over Harnett. Too strong. Rebound. Graves had it stripped away by Schlag. He'll throw it up there. Rims off no good. Pope will follow it and scores it. He's 6'6", and he's hard to keep off the boards. Mike Pope has his second basket. Both offensive rebound scores. Graves will try one from the corner. Off no good. Pittenger and Pope fight for the rebound, and Pope take it away. He'll give it to Garceau. They're within 3, and here come the Trojans with the basketball. Pope on the left wing. Out front, Garceau. Drives to the free throw line and gives it back. Schlag will kick it off. Pittenger will try a 3 from the wing. Way too strong. And there's Igens with another good, strong rebound on the weak side. Waits for Trappy to clear, then brings it down. Gives it to Schumacher. He'll try a tray. No. Badly off the bankboard. No good. Flat-footed. Here comes Maroa Forsyth. Schlag with the rebound. Then kicks it out front to Pope. Open for a 3 is Garceau. He fires it up there. It goes off the rim. Badly no good. And Thad Harnett couldn't control the rebound. It's off his fingertips out of bounds to Maroa Forsyth. Near the halfway point of our first quarter, Clinton leads 9-6. Garceau to put it in play. Lobs it all the way out front to the big 6'6", Mike Pope. Working against Harnett. Right side is Garceau. Underneath the Cook. Spins against Sams. Fires it off the board. No. Too strong. Sams went and got the rebound. Kicks it off to Igens. Maroon's not in a big hurry here. Bob looking things over. Now gives it to Sams on the left wing. Fires it to Schumacher near the free throw line. He'll fire a 17-footer and hits it again. Ryan Schumacher has a half dozen. He and Pittenger mixing it up a little bit out there. Those two know each other very well from both the hardwood and also the football field. 11-6, Clinton with the 5-point lead. Schlag will try a 3, though, and hits nothing but net from the top of the key. They left him wide open. That's his first points of the ball game, and he's got Maroa right back within 2, 11-9. He was wide open from the top of the key. Igens working the right-hand side. Kicks to Schumacher in the right corner. He'll be called for traveling. Made a little stutter step move in the right corner, and the official calls him for the traveling violation. 3:19 to go in the first quarter. Maroa has a chance to tie it with a 2. 11-9 Clinton. They'll put some pressure on here in the backcourt. Greg Garceau on the slow dribble, looking over the Maroons defense, fires it down court. Gets it to Schlag. He'll drive to the basket. He was fouled on the play. No offensive foul. He ran over Thad Harnett. Thad Harnett set his ground. The shot was well short of the rim, and I thought maybe somebody caught him on the arm, but instead it was Schlag running over Thad Harnett and called for the foul. That'll be his second foul, so that's a big one for Maroa Forsyth and for the Maroons when you look at it that way. Coming down to the 3-minute mark to go to first quarter play. Wes Graves, who's been quiet so far, now to Schumacher. Wes head faking, back off to Schu. They'll reset the offense. Schu will bring it back out front. He looks for Bob, and Igens with it. It's a zone defense now, 1-2-2 that Maroa puts up against the Maroons. Harnett Baseline, Schumacher almost knocked out of bounds, saves it back in play. Harnick corrals it. Top of the key is Sams for a three-pointer. Bingo! Here come the three-point shirts. Maroons lead by 5. Pope at the top of the key. Garceau right wing with it. Schlag thought about it from out front. Now Pittenger on the left wing. Tries the baseline. Pope with the short jumper. No good. Rebound slapped out of bounds off the hands of Clinton. It'll be Maroa Forsyth basketball. Clinton leading 14-9 in our first quarter of play. Greg Garceau will put it in play. Calls out play number 1 and then looks. And gets it out front. Schlag will try another three. And strokes another one. He can shoot the long-distance bomb, can he? 2 threes for him in the ball game, 6 points. And they're back within 2 again, 14-12. Schumacher, Sams, he's going to try another one from out front. He hits again. Nate Sams loves to play against the Maroa Forsyth Trojans, apparently. He's hit 2 threes. And Nate can do that, but he doesn't do it all that often. But he has 2 threes already and 8 points in this ball game. So Clinton back up by 5. Here's Pittenger way off in the left wing after the Maroons pressure a little bit. Schlag now on the right-hand side. Kicks it in the corner to Garceau. Cutting man is Pittenger. Got it around, then tried to dish it off. Sams intercepts the pass. Gives it off to Ryan Schumacher. Here come the Maroons. They don't have the numbers advantage. Schu taking his time. Picks it up and goes in the right corner to Graves. Tried to pop it in the paint. Garceau there to make the interception. Nice play by Garceau. Here's Greg Garceau back the other way. Gets it to Pittenger on the right wing. Clears it back out front. It may go over the timeline. Garceau saves it nicely to Pope. Now very close to being over and back. Here's Cook at the free throw line. Kicking off to Schlag. Back to Pope out front. He's going to try a three, and he hits one. The threes are keeping Maroa close. Of course, both teams have hit several threes already in this ball game. Maroa with 3, Clinton with 2. Igems to Harned, kicks it out. Sams for deep in the corner. Can he hit another one? No. Weak side rebound goes to Maroa's Pittenger, and Thad Harned commits the foul. That's the first foul of the ball game against the Maroons. Comes with 1:06 to go in the first quarter. Clinton leading by 2, 17-15. And our first substitution of the ball game, Randy Rich for the Maroons will come in, and Wes Graves will get a rest. So Maroa again a chance to tie this one up with a 2 here. And Greg Garceau will bring it down. Been either a 2 or 5 point lead lately for the Maroons. They'll try to get it to Pope in the paint. He gets the pass, banks it off the board, missed it too strong. Fight for the rebound. Maroa's got it. Schlag, he'll kick it out front. Pittenger for the lead, a 3-pointer. No. Comes off strong again. Pittenger's got it back. He'll fire it underneath. Pope will get the 2. The long carom aided Maroa Forsyth as Pittenger was able to pull it down and then find Pope open underneath for the 2. So we're tied at 17-17. Harned will try a 2. Rimming, no. Pope with the rebound. Kicks it off to Pittenger. Sams cut him off. He's got some trouble there. Sams takes it away. He'll put it in. Great defensive play by Nate Sams. And the Maroons regain the lead on Sams' play, 19-17. He really bottled up Pittenger and then eventually took it away from him and got this easy score once he took it away. Garceau at the other end, looking for a screen from Pope. Now pops it to Cook. His turnaround against Randy Rich is nothing but net. Little mismatch there when Randy had to pick up Cook, and Cook was able to capitalize on the turnaround jumper. Shot at the buzzer off the iron, no good for the Maroons. And we're at the end of one very exciting quarter of play. We'll take time out with it all tied up. Clinton 19, Maroa Forsyth 19.
It's 10:37 on a Saturday night. Do you know which of your checks have cleared? The John Warner Bank is proud to introduce our newest service, JWB Telebank. Just dial 1-800-787-8735 and you can access rate information. Inquire about balances, transactions, and deposits with regard to your checking account, personal loan, certificate of deposit, or savings account. You can even leave a message so a bank employee can meet your needs personally. JWB Telebank. It's just one more way we make banking easy.
All tied up 19 apiece going into our second quarter of play here momentarily. Mike Pope with 9 points for Maroa Forsyth and Nathan Schlag with 6. Pope hit 1 3-pointer and Schlag hit a couple to keep them in this ball game. Nate Sams tried to keep the Maroons on top with his scoring. 10 points in the first quarter of play for Nate, including 2 threes of his own. 6 points for Ryan Schumacher to be the Maroons' second leading scorer. Maroa with not as much depth tonight as they normally would have, with Josh Williams out with an ankle injury and not in the starting lineup. Greg Garceau, who normally comes off the bench, is in the starting lineup. They're going to go with the same 5 to start the second quarter of play. And the Maroons still with Randy Rich in there off the bench, but the other 4 are the same, and Pope will shoot to start the second period of play. Missed it short. Harnett with the rebound. Rich in the backcourt, bothered a little bit by Garceau. Now he'll bring it up court. Maroa will drop back into their defense. Hygems, the corner. Sams tries the baseline. He's going to be called for traveling. These officials are going to be watching that tightly, apparently, not letting those little quick moves before the ball gets on the floor go. And a lot of times we see that allowed, but not here tonight. So the Maroons will have to adjust, and so will the Trojans. Here's Randy Rich. Good hands. Knocking it away from Garceau, but then he knocked it out of bounds last at center court. He knocked down a pass attempt by Garceau, then went chasing after it, and as the two battled, Randy touched it last as it went out of bounds. So Maroa will have it at center court. Flag to put it in play. We're still tied 19-19. Now Garceau. He's across the center line. Works at right wing. He finds Schlag. He'll try another 3, and he get another one. The Maroons have got to stay close to him as he's hit 3 threes in this ball game, 9 points. And Maroa leads by 3. Here's Hygems to Nate Sams. Way out in the perimeter. Working against the zone defense. Hygems right wing with the basketball. Sams in the right corner. He'll try a 2. It's short. Rebound is Garceau. 1 minute gone into the second quarter of play, and the Maroons trail for the first time in this ball game, 22-19. Best we can recall. Pittenger in the right corner. Gets it to Pope. His 15-footer is good. Good ball movement on the part of Maroa Forsyth. And Pope had the open 15-footer, and he's a good shooter. He has 11 points already in this ball game. Maroons trail by 5. Schumacher at the other end in a double team. Steps through it, gets it out front to Rich. Around the horn they go to Hygems. He goes baseline to Sams. Now Harnett in the paint. Will fire it out the board and rams it home. First 2 of the ball game for Thad Harnett. Clinton back within 3, 24-21. Early second quarter action. Garceau working against Randy Rich, taking his time, calls out the play, then drives in the paint, lost control of his dribble, but that was because he was bumped and fouled by Randy Rich. Well, the second team foul on the Maroons. Randy, of course, with his first. Wes Graves is getting a long rest on the bench, but not any longer. Here he comes back into the ball game. He'll give Bob Hygems a breather. Maroons match up in the man-to-man down there as Maroa will put it in play underneath their own basket. And Garceau to put it in play. Gets it in the corner to Pittenger. Out front it comes. Schlag now underneath. Pope's alone. He'll take it up there. Blocked away, but Nate Sams called for the foul. Nate will have his first, and Pope will get a couple of free throws. We're at the 6:18 mark to go in the second quarter. Maroa on top of Clinton, 24-21. Mike Pope already with 11 points in this ball game. He and Schlag have combined for 20. The Trojans 24 points. And he puts another one on the board. Pope shooting the ball very nicely here in the early going. Has 12. And Maroa Forsyth up by 4, 25-21. Hits again on the second one. 26-21, Maroa Forsyth. Ryan Schumacher, already Clinton's all-time leading scorer now, having scored 6 points in this ball game. He just needed 2 to break that record. Has the ball in the corner. He'll try a 3 under pressure. Missed it. Thad Harnett corrals the rebound. Is able to keep from traveling and kicks it out to Randy Rich. Schu faking a 3 this time. Takes it in. Blocked away by Pope. And Maroa has the loose ball. Thad Harnett takes it away. Finds Schumacher. Blocked away again. Grace has it. Head fake. Strides in the paint. Tries to dish it off and a foul call. 3-second. No. 3-second violation. No foul. 3-second violation. Mike Pope coming to play tonight. Made a couple of blocks in there. And the Maroons have to fade back on defense here. Unable to score. Down by 5. Here's the Trojans with the basketball. And Pittenger way out on the right wing. Schumacher on him. Slaps it away. Out of bounds. It'll still be Maroa Forsyth basketball. A lot of time to go before halftime. 5.5 minutes. Schlag, who's been deadly from three-point range, to put it in play. All the way out front it comes to Pittenger. Corrals it. Randy Rich on him this time. Gets a screen. Blocked from behind by Randy Rich, but a foul call. Randy got a lot of ball on that. These officials aren't letting him play too much. At least not on the shots. At least not at our end. Although I have to say those were pretty clean blocks at the other end. At least it looked like from way up here with all these people in front of me. Randy Rich will come out with his second foul. Bob Hygems is back in. So Pittenger will be at the line to shoot 2 shots. Andy Pittenger looking for his first points of this ball game. His first one is good. So the Trojans sit in front of the free throw line. They have built up a 6-point lead, 27-21. They have a lot of fans here, not nearly as many as Clinton, but they have brought a bunch that are seated on the far side of the gym. Second one is good also. 28-21. Well, this is not uncharted waters for the Maroons. They have trailed in the first half of a lot of ball games this year. Sam's in a double team, gets it into Harnett, backing in, goes around Pope, throws it off the board and in. Good strong move by Thad Harnett. Thad has a second basket. Clinton's back within 5, 28-23. Maroons want to work on Pope and try to get him in more foul trouble if they can. He's only picked up 1 so far. He got it early, but he stayed out of trouble since. Pittenger with a 3 from the right wing, and he hits again. And the Trojans are draining them from the outside. They lead by 8 now, 31-23. Here's Harnett in the paint again. Shoots and hits again. Good pass into Thad Harnett, and Thad had a man in his face but stayed with it and hit nothing but net. Clinton trails by 6, 31-25. Cook out front. On the wing as Pope got the open shot. He missed it, though. Rebound, Nate Sams trying to stay in bounds. He's double-teamed in the backcourt. Kicks it off to Harnett. He'll give it to Bob Igens. Maroons can cut it to 4, or maybe 3. Schumacher likes 3. He'll put it on the way. No. Weak side rebound, Grace. In the Harnett. Off the board and good. Nice rebound by Wes Graves. And he found Thad Harnett as he was falling out of bounds with a great pass, and Thad banked it in. All of a sudden, Thad has 8 points in this ball game. Here's a 3 by Garceau. No, he missed one. Rebound fought for, and Cook has it. Kicks it back out front. Pittenger's going to try a 3. No. And it comes off long to Igens. Bobby pushing it up court. Taking his time now. Has it knocked away, but Garceau will be called for a reach-in. Greg Garceau has his first. That's the team 4th. Both teams are even in that category. With 3:57 to go before halftime, and Clinton trailing by 4, 31-27. The Maroons have the basketball. Bob Igens with it in play. Fakes to Sams. Instead goes to Graves. They pack it in underneath. Sams trying to drive the baseline. Got around Pope. Throws it off the board. Wild shot, no good. Cook has the rebound. He felt pressure, but didn't get a whistle. Garceau back the other way. Between the rings. Goes right-hand side to Pittenger. Down low it comes to Pope. And we have a foul call. Pope pushed off on Thad Harnett. Mike Pope picks up his second foul. As Harnett tried to front him, Pope pushed him away, and he was able to get the pass cleanly, but the official called him for the push-off with his arm. And Pope has 2, and he'll have to come out of the ball game. Schlag will come out and get a rest, so we have some subs now, some fresh shirts for the first time in the ball game. Blake Markwell, who's a 6'2 senior, is in for Maroa Forsyth. And we'll pick up the other in a second. Right wing is Schumacher. Out front it comes to Graves. Bobbles it a bit, gets it back. Finds Harnett in the paint. His 13-footers, too strong. Cook for the rebound, and Harnett was over his back, and Thad has picked up his second foul. The other substitution is Chris Hopp, a 6'2 junior. C.O. Leggett is in for the Maroons. Thad Harnett will check out with that second foul. That's the team 5th on the Maroons. The old 00 is in there, sporting a new haircut. That one's about as scary as Thad's new haircut. It looks similar, doesn't it? Except it's a little longer on top. Here's Cook, turnaround jumper in the paint. Good. Eric Cook has his 3rd basket, 6 points. And Maroa quiets the Maroons down a little bit now. They've got the lead back up to 6. 33-27. 3 minutes to go before halftime. Schumacher to Igens, to Sams. Baseline move. He got Eric Cook to fall into him and drew the foul. Before the shot, it'll be out of bounds for the Maroons, but Cook picks up a foul now with a good head fake move by Nate Sams. So the Maroons will put it in play from underneath their own basket. The Maroons have C.O. Leggett, Nate Sams, Ryan Schumacher, Wes Graves, and Bob Igens on the court right now. And Schumacher to put it in play. Looking underneath. Instead, we'll go out front. Wes Graves with the basketball. He has an opening. He'll fire a 15-footer. No, off the back of the iron. And Pittenger has the rebound. Wes hasn't been able to find the marks so far in this ball game. He's scoreless. Here's Pittenger with it out front. Taking over the controls right now. Goes right wing. Open 3 on the way for Hoppy. Airballed it way short. Sams with the rebound. Now to Schumacher. Maroons want to push it up court. Schu lost control of his dribble. Battle for the ball. Garceau has a beat at it. And Schumacher commits a foul trying to get it back. Really, Ryan was not under a lot of pressure when he initially lost control of the ball. Then Garceau started pushing it the other way, and as they battled for it, Ryan gets called for the foul. That is his first, out of bounds for the Trojans at center court. They'll lob it and play and get it to Garceau. Good help by C.O. Leggett. It comes out front. They'll try another three from the perimeter. Banked off, no good. Sams can't control the rebound. Gray's fighting for it. Eric Cook picks it up, fires up an air ball. Schumacher in trouble in the backcourt. Garceau stole it again, and Schumacher again will be called for a foul. Schumacher put it on the floor and tried to dribble out of there. Garceau knocked it away, and when he got control of the ball, Schu fouled him trying to get it back. So Schumacher's picked up 2 quick fouls for the Maroons, much to the delight of the Maroa Forsyth crowd. So Brian Preston will come in for Ryan Schumacher. And Ted Turner, with 2:18 to go, will probably keep Schumacher and Harnett on the bench the rest of this first half, even though the Maroons trail by 6. Save him for the second half. Garceau at the line. He's played very well in the starting lineup here tonight. Looking for his first point, and he got it on the free throw. But he's done a good job of running the controls for the Trojans in place of the injured Josh Williams. If you missed the top of our broadcast, Williams apparently sprained his ankle, not severely, but apparently bad enough that he can't play tonight. They say he should be back Friday. In practice yesterday is when the injury occurred. Garceau made them both, so the lead's back up to 8 points for the Trojans, 35-27. And here's Bob Igems. Picked up his dribble, gets it across to Graves. Back to Bob. Now to Sams in the right corner. He goes to C.O. Leggett underneath. Turnaround jumper by C.O. is short. Ball on the floor and picked up by Cook. C.O. rushed it a little bit, hit nothing but the front of the iron and went straight to the floor. Here's Garceau. Right wing to Pittenger. Brian Preston on him. Pittenger sees the baseline, goes it, and pushes it off the board. No good. Tipped out front. Brian Preston races for it, but Maroa gets it back. Garceau's going to try a three. It's way short. Air ball. Pittenger with the rebound underneath. He throws it off the back of the board. It's out of bounds. It'll go to Clinton. He tried to kick it out front, but he hit the back of the bank board, and that's out of bounds. So the Maroons have it back with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. So we approach halftime. Igems working the right-hand side to Graves. Finds an opening, drives to the basket, puts it up there. No, it wouldn't fall, and Eric Cook with the rebound. Gets the outlet to Hop. He'll slow it down a little bit and work it against Graves now. Running some time off the clock, 1 minute 20 to go. Hop working the left-hand side. Kicks it off to Garceau. Back out front it comes to Cook. Now to Hop again. To Cook, way out in the perimeter. Now with the basketball is Blake Markwell. They kicked it inside and back outside. Pittenger for a three. No. Cook with another rebound. Up over Sam, still good. And Igems with another rebound. Bob's got a bunch of rebounds in this ball game. 50 seconds to play before halftime. Igems, right-hand side, it goes to Graves. Back out front to Bob. And the Maroons will hold, and maybe hold for the final shot here. The Maroons have Thad Harnett on the bench, and also Ryan Schumacher. But Pope's sitting out right now, and so is Schlag for Maroa Forsyth. And the Trojans lead by 8. Clock down to less than 30 seconds to go before halftime now. Here's Igems, driving the right-hand side, kicks it back out front to Graves. West holds and gives it back to Bob. Bob looks to the bench. He has Garceau on him. Clock down to 15. Bob working the right-hand side, and his pass is kicked out of bounds by Garceau. It'll be Clinton ball on the right-hand side with 12.5 seconds to go before halftime. Another slow start for the Clinton Maroons, but credit the Trojans. They came out of the box strong, and they hit some big threes to help get to this lead. Graves in the right corner, 8 seconds. Sams will try a three from the perimeter, short. Eric Cook with a rebound, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Pittenger, oh no, he's fouled in the backcourt. You gotta be kidding me. With 1.1 seconds, the Maroons foul him in the backcourt. And they are in the 1-and-1. Apparently Wes Graves called for that foul right in front of the Maroa bench on a reach-in. Wes is first. And with the clock stopped, Pittenger will shoot 1-and-1. He got it, and he'll get a bonus. And the Trojans are going to go to the locker room with a pretty good-sized lead over Clinton. Second one is good again. 7 for Pittenger, all in the second quarter. Sams can't get the shot off before the buzzer, and the Trojans go to the locker room feeling pretty proud of themselves. At halftime, as we'll recap it for you in just a moment, the Maroa Forsyth Trojans have a 10-point lead over the Clinton Maroons, 37-27.
Have Matt bring that wagon to the South Farm.
I don't know what happened. My car just died, and I'm about 2 miles out of town.
I'll drop the contract off at the bank, and I'll be at the office around 2:30.
Ameritech Cellular and Gibson Ace Hardware are providing cellular solutions designed around you. Stop in today and find out how cellular communications can give you more security and make you more productive. Gibson Ace Hardware in Clinton, your authorized Ameritech Cellular dealer.
The Warm Neighbors Fund pays heating bills for people in need. It also weatherizes homes, which helps reduce future heating bills. Warm Neighbors is administered by the Energy Assistance Foundation, a nonprofit organization formed in 1982 with a $250,000 donation from Illinois Power. Last year alone, your contributions and major funding from Illinois Power provided warmth for over 2,000 families.
Back here at Clinton High School, we're at halftime, and the Maroa Forsyth Trojans lead the Clinton Maroons 37-27 at the half. The Maroons have trailed at halftime of other ball games. I don't think they've trailed by as many as 10 points in a ball game this year. I can't think back. I don't think they even trailed by near that many against Lawrenceville. And, of course, we lost that ball game. The only loss of the year was to Lawrenceville. And the Maroons lost that one by less than 10. That's so early in the season, I can't remember what the final score was in that one. So this will be a big test for the Clinton Maroons to see if they can overcome here on their home court this 10-point deficit, 37-27. It was really good defense, I guess you could say, for Maroa Forsyth, certainly on the perimeter, as they held the Clinton Maroons to just 8 points in the second quarter of play, and all 8 points came from Thad Harned in the paint. And Maroa was able to amass 18 points in that second quarter, following up their 19-point first quarter. It was a 19-19 even tie at the end of the first quarter of play, but that 18-8 margin in quarter number 2 has given the Trojans the 10-point lead here at halftime, 37-27. So just 8 points in quarter number 2 for the Clinton Maroons. But traditionally, this year being the tradition, the Clinton Maroons have been a much stronger second-half team, and they will have to be again here tonight to overcome this 10-point deficit. When these two teams played last time at Maroa, Clinton led at halftime by 3, 39-36. So for Maroa, they're still scoring at about the same pace they did last time, but the Maroons certainly have dropped off with only 27 points this time around compared to 39 last time. Rundown on the individual scoring in this ball game. Mike Pope leads the way for the Trojans with 13. 9 for Nathan Schlag. And both those players with 2 fouls apiece sat on the bench and were able to stay out of further foul trouble the last few minutes. So the guys that came in did a good job and were able to maintain and actually build on the lead with their 2 top scorers on the bench. So that was a great sign for the Maroa Forsyth Trojans and a bad sign for the Clinton Maroons. Andy Pinninger is next with 7. Eric Cook has 6. Greg Garceau, we mentioned, a fine job in there, has scored 2 points from the free throw line. Clinton got 10 from Nate Sands, but all his points came during the first quarter of play, then nothing in the second quarter for Nate. Thad Harned had 8 points in the first half, all in the second quarter. 6 for Ryan Schumacher, all his points in the first quarter. And Bob Igems with a 3-point play. Wes Graves has not scored for the Clinton Maroons. We'll talk more about the stats here in just a moment, but tonight is a special halftime event, the Halftime Hoopla, the personal care program where they raise money with some shooting out there. And I see Angie Martin, the Lady Maroons coach, on the court. She's going to do some shooting. And Bud Blessing, the assistant girls coach, is going to do some shooting also. And then I think we have someone else down there. We'll try to check it for you in a moment. But while we run down the stats, Angie, don't let her team see that. She's missed her first couple of shots, but she'll heat up here shortly, I'm sure. From the free throw line, a little too strong. Maybe I shouldn't broadcast this. Oh, I thought that one was going in. Now she banks one in, so now she's hot. Oh, man. Now her team can say, see, Coach, I told you there was something wrong with those rims down there. Now she's hit a couple of shots. Anyway, the foul situation, let's take a look at that. Mike Pope with 2, as we mentioned. Nathan Schlag with 2. Cook with 1. Garceau with 1. Only 16 fouls called on Maroa during the first half of play. So they have stayed out of foul trouble, and they're in good shape for the second half. The Maroons have 2 on Thad Harned, 2 on Ryan Schumacher, and 2 on Randy Rich, and then Nate Sams and Wes Graves with 1 apiece. free throws for this first half, Clinton was good on 3 out of 3, but the Maroa Forsyth Trojans did a good job from the free throw line. Also, as a matter of fact, in the second quarter of play, they made 8 of 8, and that was all their free throws they shot in the first half of play, all in the second quarter. So 8 of 8 from the free throw line for Maroa Forsyth Clinton, 3 of 3. So obviously, those 5 additional free throws making a big difference. And then from three-point land, Maroa Forsyth made good on 5, while Clinton made just 2. So there's 3 more additional points. So they've, as far as 2-point baskets, apparently they've just made 1 more than the Clinton Maroons. But the three-pointers and the free throws adding up, and Maroa Forsyth leads here at halftime by a score of 37-27. But Blessing now shooting down there during the halftime activity of this ball game. Coming up next for the Clinton Maroons on Friday, the Maroons will be playing at Decatur St. Teresa, a road game down at Decatur for the Maroons. And then on Friday, they'll play at the Petersburg Porta Shootout against the host school. The Porta Ball Club will be hosting the Maroons in that shootout at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Of course, we'll have coverage of both those ball games on WHOW-FM. And the Maroons wrap things up next week with 2 ball games. On Tuesday, they'll be at Argenta-Oriana. And let's see. On Friday, the Maroons will have their final home game of the year, the senior night ball game. That's a week from Friday against Meridian from the Macon Blue Mound area. We're going to take another break here at halftime. Right now, it's Maroa Forsyth Trojans trying to knock off the number 10 ranked Clinton Maroons. They have a 10-point lead at the half by a score of 37-27. Back with more in just a moment.
Clinton Chiropractic Center, under the direction of Dr. Gregory Allen, specializes in the treatment of conditions affecting the spine and joints resulting from auto accidents, stress, sports, and work-related injuries. For an appointment, call Clinton Chiropractic Center at 935-6555, located at 203 East Side Square.
Back here at a packed house at Clinton High School. Teams finishing their warm-up shots before we get the third quarter of action going. And the Clinton High School band hoping the Clinton Maroons, with this musical support of Doug Neuschwander's favorite song, YMCA, I guess, can come from behind. The Maroa Forsyth Trojans here at the Clinton court leading the Maroons. These 2 teams, as we mentioned earlier, met at Maroa Forsyth earlier this year, just a couple of weeks ago, in a packed Maroa Forsyth High School, and the Maroons held on to win by 11, although free throws down the stretch made the final score look bigger than the final score really probably should have been, 84-73, but the Maroons got the win in that one. Clinton led at halftime of that ball game by 3, 39-36. This time they trail by 10. Maroons will have the ball to start the second quarter of play. Looks like Maroa is going to drop back into a 1-2-2 zone. At least that's the way they're making it look right now. They started in a man, but went to a zone during that first quarter of play and stayed with it, and it was rather effective against the Maroons. Nate Sands puts it in play. Bob Igems will run the controls for the Maroons, and it will be a zone defense by Maroa Forsyth. So the Maroons start in motion. Ryan Schumacher's in the right corner. Underneath, Nate Sands, turnaround jumper on the way. It's good. So the Maroons get the first basket of the third quarter, off to a good start. Nate has 12 points in the ball game now to lead the Maroons in scoring. And Clinton with man-to-man pressure in the backcourt as Igems picks up Garceau. The lead is 8 for the Maroa Forsyth Trojans. Garceau has it taken away by Igems. Here comes Bobby back the other way for the layup. Score it! And a foul! Oh, what a big play by Bob Igems. He did what Garceau did to Schumacher a couple times in the second quarter play. Stripped him of the basketball and took it in one-on-one against Garceau, made the layup, and drew the foul. So Bob Igems has his chance for his second three-point play of this ball game. And just like that, the Maroons are within 6 and could be 5. Free throw is in there. So just 27 seconds into the third quarter of play, Clinton's within 5, 37-32. Here's Garceau working against Igems. Works the right-hand side. Fires it down low post. Pope fires up the shot. Way too strong. Rebound follow-up will fall. Hanging in the air and throwing it in. Was that Penninger? I believe it was, but we'll have to double-check it if we can. Here's Graves at the other end as the lead's back up to 7, 39-32. Schumacher faking a 3. Kicks it to Harnett. Back up front to Igems. Now to Schu. He'll try a 3. No. Rebound, Thad Harnett. He'll miss it. Had a great opportunity. Now stripped away by Schumacher. Graves will score it. Maroa had the rebound, but Schumacher took it away. Here's Pope at the other end for a layup, and he was fouled by Thad Harnett, who says, "What did I do?" Thad has picked up his third foul. Boy, Thad had a great opportunity at the other end. He missed it. Maroa had the rebound, but Ryan Schumacher knocked the ball away. Graves picked it up and put it in for Clinton for his first 2 points of the ball game. So here's the big guy, Mike Pope, at the free throw line with 2 shots after the foul on Thad Harnett, and Thad will have to sit down with his 3rd foul. C.O. Leggett is in with 6:49 to go in the 3rd. 5-point lead for the Trojans, 39-34. Make it 6. Well, you know, whenever I mention how good a team's doing from the free throw line, it usually jinxes them. Maroa's 9 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. Didn't work that time. Pope drills another one. So 10 of 10, and Pope has 15. He individually is 4 of 4 from the line. The lead is back up to 7 now, 41-34, Maroa. Graves to Schumacher in the corner. Schu driving the baseline. Cook cut him off nicely. Fires it cross court. It gets to Ijams, and he's fouled by Garceau. Bob had the beat on the ball. Garceau trying to take it away, ran into him, and collects his 2nd foul here in the 2nd half and for the ball game. Out of bounds for the Maroons in their end of the court. Schumacher to put it in play. Schu was in some trouble, but a good leap for the ball by Ijams saved the day. Here's Bob. Schumacher near the hash mark, right-hand side. Picks it up. Looking, finds Sands at the high post. Driving against Pope. Leans up there, fires at the shot, missed it short. Cook has the rebound. Fans want a foul, don't get it. Here's Pinninger, bounce past the middle. Schlag bobbled it. Schumacher comes up with a loose ball. Here come the Maroons back the other way. Schu around Pinninger. Now pulls up from the free throw line. Line drive shot is good. Ryan Schumacher's good on the run. He looked good on that one. He has 8 in the ball game, but his first basket since the first quarter. Clinton's back within 5, 41-36. 2 minutes gone in the 3rd period. Garceau working against Ijams. Goes to Cook way out front. Ijams trying to strip it away. Cook with 1 bounce. Now picks it up again. Gets it off to Schlag. Now Garceau open on the baseline. Flicks it up there and hits it. Garceau hits his first basket, and the Maroons throw it away again in the backcourt. They started the ball game that way. Unforced mistake by the Maroons, it appeared. 4 points for Garceau on that basket. The lead is 7, and they have the ball again. And Garceau at the controls, working against Ijams. Fires it in the paint. Schlag off the board, and good over Graves. He's in double figures now with 11. It's 9, a 9-point lead, 45-36 for the Trojans. Baseline Sands. Taking his time. Finds C.O. Back to Sands. Baseline jumper. Good. 14 for Nate Sands. He's tough on the baseline, isn't he? 45-38, 7-point lead. Garceau getting around Ijams. Takes it in the paint. Dishes off. Bobbled by Cook. Ijams picks it up. Ijams trying to dribble it out of there. Has to slow it down. Gets help from Schumacher. Now here comes Schu. Bumped at the free throw line and fouled, I believe, although both Clyde Leggett and Schlag were there, and they will call Schlag for the foul. That's his 3rd. Schumacher will put it in play from the sideline. Right in front of the Clinton bench. In it comes to Bob Ijams. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Clinton trails by 7. Graves, Sam's in the right corner, a long 2, it's short. Rebound, Cook, outlet to Garceau. They've got a 3-on-2. Garceau had to corral the loose one. Now to Pope, but we have a traveling violation on Pope as he started to make us move. The officials aren't going to let him make that move from the wing like that. So the Maroons will bring it back again. Trying to cut it to 5 once more. They've had it down to 5 a couple of times. Ijams spinning against Garceau, and he's bumped in. There's Garceau picking up his 3rd. Well, he stayed out of foul trouble in the first half, but he's picked up 3 here in the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds of the 3rd quarter. And he has been their ball handler with Josh Williams out with the ankle injury. So that's big-time trouble for the Trojans. He'll stay in there. Here's Ijams. Schumacher. He's going to try a 3. They left him alone. He got it. Schu has 11. His first 3 of the ball game. And the Maroons are within 4. 45-41. Garceau. Schlag on the right wing. Drives the baseline. Gets it off the Cook. Stripped away. Sam's with a steal. Here comes Nate. Taking it against Pinninger. And Cook fires it up. No good. And then a foul on Nate Sam's running over Pinninger well after the play. But they are calling Nate Sands for the offensive foul. Boy, that whistle blew while the rebound was being grabbed. And we weren't sure what it was going to be, but they call Nate Sands for the foul. Garceau will come out. And back in the ballgame as he was in the first half for a while is Chris Hopp. And Hopp is going to be forced into quite a bit of action here, we would think. Pittenger will take over the ball handling chores against Schumacher. Schu bumps into him at half court and is called for a blocking foul. And Schu picks up his third foul. Trying to draw a charge, but the official said he wasn't planted. And so Schu picks up his third. That's 3 team fouls against the Maroons in the second half, out of bounds for Maroa. They lead by 4, 45-41. Schlag puts it in the backcourt to Pittenger. So Schumacher staying in there. He's got to be careful now against Pittenger. Pittenger taking his time, picks up his dribble. Needs help, finds Cook in the high post, turns around against C.O. Leggett and hits nothing but net. Cook has the height advantage of 6 inches on C.O., and he shot it right over him. 8 points for Cook. The lead back to 6 for Maroa. Schumacher faking, leaning in, firing. No, too strong. Schlag has the rebound for the Trojans. Fires it up court and gets it to Hopp. Sam's covering him up closely. Now to Pope. He drives in and dishes off to Pittenger. Back to Schlag. He'll bring it across the top of the key and set their offense. 3.5 to go in the third period of play. Hopp with it on the wing. Couple of dribbles. Takes it to the free throw line. He's going to shoot it, and he was fouled. Kid comes right off the bench, and the Maroons feel like they got to foul him to keep him from scoring, apparently. Bob Igems was the one pressuring too closely and is called for the foul. That'll be the first on Bob. Well, Harnett will be forced back into action with his 3 fouls. C.O. will come out, and Randy Rich is in for Wes Graves. 47-41, the Maroa Forsyth Trojans with the 6-point lead. Here's Chris Hopp looking for his first point and missing the first free throw short. He'll have another one, though. It was a 2-shot foul. Here's the second one. He hit that one. So Hopp has his first point. The lead is 7 for Maroa Forsyth, 48-41. Third period action, past the halfway point. Randy Rich working the right-hand side. Back out front to Bob Igems. Schumacher, he's open from 17. Got it. Ryan Schumacher has 13 points for the Maroons. Clinton back within 5, 48-43. Hops across the timeline, finds Pittenger. Randy Rich has him now, so the Maroons will switch defensively. Pittenger goes right-hand side. Hopp with Schumacher on him. Goes to the corner to Pope. Pope pops it back out front. Schlag driving the left-hand side, pulls up for the jumper, under pressure, rimming, no. Rebound, tipped out front. Schumacher's got the carom. One-on-one against Pittenger. Now Sams joins him, he gives it to him, off the board and good. Nate Sams on a great pass from Ryan Schumacher. Maroons are within 3, 48-45. It turned out to be a 2-on-1 as Sams kicked it into high gear and joined Schumacher on the breakaway. Here's Hopp, baseline drive. Had to pick it up, he's in a double team. Throws underneath, knocked out of bounds by Randy Rich. They almost bounced it off the leg of Pope. But it'll be Maroa Forsyth ball underneath their own basket with 2.5 minutes to go in the third period. Clinton has fought back within 3 after trailing by 10 at halftime. Pittenger bounces in. Cook in a double team, kicks it off. Hopp's going to try a 3. He missed it way too strong. Rebound to Bob Igems on the carom off the bank board. Randy Rich, up court it comes. Ryan Schumacher for the tie, a 3, good! And we're tied at 48-48 on Ryan Schumacher's 3 from the left wing. He let it fly quickly. Maroons have fought back from a 10-point deficit. Here's Pittenger to Hopp on the left wing. Randy Rich giving chase. In the corner to Cook. Lobs for Pope in a double team. Pope can go nowhere. Now to Hopp. Randy Rich guarding him closely. To Pittenger at the top of the key. Pittenger, right wing it comes. Now to Schlag, who's been quiet here in the second half so far. Top of the key is Hopp again. Now to Pittenger. Bounces down low for Cook. He kicks it back out. Pittenger will try a 3. It's short. On the floor. Sams picks it up. Here come the Maroons. Sams blows by everybody for the layup and scores it. Man, did he go fast with the basketball on the floor. And Clinton has come back to take the lead. 50-48. Man, oh man, was he fast dribbling the basketball. Here's Pittenger spinning against Schumacher. Bounces off the Pope, top of the key. Backdoor pass to Hopp. And a traveling violation as he caught the ball. He caught it and put it in, but he took steps before he banked it in. And this place is up for grabs. The Clinton fans having a ball. Bob Igems going to get a rest. Wes Graves is back in the ball game. Here comes C.O. Leggett to get Nate Sams, who was fantastic on that breakaway a moment ago. A minute 22 to go in the third period of play. The 10-point lead is gone for Maroa Forsyth. Schlag is out, and Blake Markwell is in for the Trojans. Here's Randy Rich at the controls for the Maroons. As Clinton now leads by 2, 50-48. Wes Graves, Ryan Schumacher, back to Wes out front. Wes driving the left-hand side on a slow dribble, looking over the zone. He finds Thad Harnett in the left corner. Back up front to Randy Rich. Randy looking things over, taking his time. Now finds Schumacher near the top of the key. Randy's open for three-point range. Rich on the way, in and out. Rebound, Pope clears it off and gets it to Hop. Maroa can tie it back up with less than a minute to go in the third period of play. They fire it inside. Cook bobbles it. CO on the floor. Randy Rich is there. CO scoops it up off the floor. Clinton's got it back. Randy Rich clears it off to Ryan Schumacher, and the Maroons right in front of the Clinton bench will slow it down and look for a good shot. Less than 40 seconds to go in the third period of play. Schumacher brings it way out toward the timeline as the Maroons spread the court. Now it's to Randy Rich. Less than a half minute to go in the third quarter of play. At halftime, Clinton trailed by 10, but the lead is now Clinton's by 2 as they turned it around by 12 points in the third period. Clock down to 15 seconds now. Randy Rich will run the controls so the Maroons move on offense. Rich on the slow dribble with 10 seconds. Thad Harnett tries the baseline, gets in deep, kicks it out to Randy Rich. He looks at the clock, fires it up, double pumped it, missed it short. Rebound to Cook. He comes out of there. This is Hop across the timeline. Dishes off the corner. Baseline jumper, Markwell, no good. And we're at the end of 3 quarters of play. Clinton leads by 2. We'll come back with the fourth quarter in a moment with Clinton leading Maroa Forsyth 50-48.
We're here at Dave's Food Basket asking our customers what keeps bringing them back again and again.
I save a considerable amount of money with double coupons. I save quite a bit.
And I can't imagine why anybody would want to go out of town to grocery shop.
I like all of it, but it's just excellent quality. Produce is fresh, no problems at all.
Our customers enjoy shopping here. You will too at Dave's Food Basket.
When it's time for retirement, will you be ready? With rising income to stay ahead of inflation, strategies to minimize taxes, cash reserves for unexpected expenses, financial security to enjoy the retirement you deserve. It's never too early to start planning for retirement. Edward D. Jones & Company has the solutions you need. For convenient personal service, call your local investment representative today.
In Clinton, contact Tom Gaff, 935-3137. There's nothing like an exciting game to work up an appetite. At Subway, we have just the cure for your hunger. Choose from our wide selection of hot subs, like the steak and cheese, or choose a cold sub, like the Subway Club. Top it off with a bag of chips, a cold beverage, and some fresh-baked cookies, and you've got a great meal. We're open 24 hours for your convenience, so come on down to Subway, where fresh is the taste. Subway in Clinton, a proud sponsor of the Clinton Maroons.
In that third period of play, the Clinton Maroons outscored the Maroa Forsyth Trojans 23-9. Maroons scoring 23 after only scoring 8 in the second quarter of play. So what was a 10-point lead, 37-27 at halftime for Maroa Forsyth, is now a 50-48 lead in favor of Clinton as we start the fourth quarter of play here in just a moment. 8 points from Nate Sams in that period. Ryan Schumacher had 10. Bob Igems chipped in a big three-point play at the beginning of that period, and Wes Graves had a basket for 2. And here we go with the fourth quarter of action, and Maroa with Slag back in there to throw it in play at center court. He'll get it to Mike Pope way out between the rings. He'll drive against Sams. He got a screen and a foul call, and a blocking foul on the screen by Cook. Eric Cook, trying to set the screen on Nate Sams, was moving and called for his second foul. That is the team 5th on Maroa. Clinton has been whistled for 4 here in the second half of play. We're early in the fourth quarter. Clinton leads by 2, 50-48. Baseline jumper, Schumacher, good. Ryan Schumacher has heated up. 12 points in the second half, 18 in the ballgame. Pittenger in a double team. Kicks it back out front to Pope. Now open on the wing. Hop leaning in. Thad Harnett cut him off, and he has to bring it back out. Schumacher all over him like a blanket. Back out front to Pittenger. The lead is 4 for Clinton now, 52-48, 30 seconds into the fourth quarter of play. Pittenger against Rich. He runs into a screen, got around everybody, then scoops it off for the easy 2, and Schlag scores the basket. 13 for Nathan Schlag. And Maroa's back within 2. Graves is open on the baseline. Hit one, Wes, he does. Wes Graves with only a second basket of the ball game, but he gets the Maroons back up by 4, 54-50. Pittenger working against Randy Rich. Goes to left-hand side. Bounces off. Pope, a long three on the way. No. Rebound tipped around by Thad Harden. He's got the rebound. Outlet. Here comes Nate Sams. Sams taking it in against Pittenger. Lays it off the board and scores it. Nate with no fear about charging. He went right around gracefully against Pittenger and scored it, and Clinton's up by 6. Pittenger runs over Randy Rich. No call. Now he'll fire up a three. Airballed it. Rebound Schlag. Blocked away by Sams, but a foul call. Boy, Randy Rich made a great defensive play on Pittenger and looked to maybe have drawn a charge, but didn't get the whistle. The ball was airballed then by Pittenger, who is a tired young man, having to fill in at the point now with Josh Williams out with the ankle injury and with Garceau on the bench with 3 fouls. But Schlag got the rebound and was fouled by Sams, and Nate has his third. And Nathan Schlag has 2 shots at the line. Try to keep Maroa within range. They're certainly not out of it, down by 6 right now. But the momentum has swung. He makes the first one. He has 14 points. He's a good young basketball player here from Maroa Forsyth. He's just a junior. He'll be back next year. They're going to be a good ball team next year. Their JV team won tonight for the second time this year against our JV. And they've got a couple of juniors in Williams and Schlag that have seen a lot of playing time this year. He made them both. So the lead is sliced to 4 for Clinton, 56-52. Bob Igems is back in for the Maroons. Wes Graves getting another breather. Wes has sat out quite a bit tonight. I don't know, maybe he's a little under the weather. I'm not sure. I didn't hear that before the game. Here's Schumacher trying to drive in. Now steps through a couple of men and draws a foul, I think before the shot. And he fakes Garceau, who just came back into the air, and he draws his 4th foul. Garceau just came back into the ball game, and that's a heads-up play by Randy Rich to get him in the air and get him to commit his 4th foul. That's his 5th. My mistake. He is fouled out of the ball game. I was 1 behind. Greg Garceau has just fouled out of the ball game here with 6:19 to go. So Hop will come right back in, and Pittenger will probably have to slide back over to take over the point guard spot. So the Trojans battling, even though they don't have Josh Williams tonight. Here's Sams driving the baseline. Fires up the short jumper off the front of the iron. No good. Got his own rebound back. Puts it up, and no good as he was fouled, and it almost fell through for him. New for the Trojans this time. It'll be on Hop. Chris Hop has his first, I believe. Although apparently my bookkeeping hasn't been that good tonight. 6:15 to play in the 4th. Nate Sams is at the line for 2 shots. Nate, all of a sudden, is up to 20 points in this ball game. Big second half for him. He's short on the first free throw. The lead is 4 for Clinton and a long way to go. 6:15 to play. But the Trojans now hurt by little Josh Williams, out with the ankle injury tonight, not dressed for the ball game. And then the backup at the point guard, Greg Garceau, who's just fouled out. Sams is short on the second one. It's tipped off the board and in. I'm not sure who to give credit to on that one. Both Igems and Schumacher were in the vicinity. For now, we'll give it to Schu, which would give him 20. Really, we probably ought to give it to Bob. He was sort of in that vicinity, too. But I think it was one of the Trojans that tipped it in. The lead is 6. Three-pointer in the way by Schlag, and he hits again. He hit 3 in the first half, and now he's got 1 here in the second half. 18 points for Nathan Schlag, who gets Maroa right back within 3, 58-55. Igems, Sams, baseline jumper. Looked like he was fouled. No call. The shot was partially blocked. Here's Pittenger back the other way. Scoops it off to Pope. He drives deep underneath, flicks it off, and gets it to Hop. He's double-teamed in trouble. Finds Cook, 15-footer, short. Rebound. Nate Sams covers up on it. And the Maroons have it back with 5.5 to go in the ball game. 58-55, Clinton a 3-point lead. Maroa drops back into the zone defense. Schumacher's open from the wing. A 3, no. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Hop can't save it. It'll be Clinton ball underneath their own basket. Shoes hit a couple in this ball game here in the second half from 3-point range, both back in the 3rd quarter when the Maroons made their run. Bob Igems is out. Wes Graves is back in. Ryan Schumacher to put it in play. From near the right corner where it went out of bounds. Holding for a long time. Finds Wes Graves in the left corner with his pass. Sams is open from 3-point range. In there! Nate has hit another 3. His 3rd of the ball game. And Nate has 23 points. The Maroons back up by 6. 61-55. Under 5 minutes to go in the 4th period. Here's Pope. Back out front, around the horn, Schlag. Another three over Wes Graves, no good. Rebound, follow-up by Pope is good. He missed one, but Pope had the easy rebound and scores it. 17 for Pope. The lead is 4 for Clinton. Schumacher in a double team. Knocked away. Loose on the court. Cook picks up the loose ball. He had it knocked away, but it's in the hands of Pittenger, who falls down. No traveling call. Cook picks it up. Now to Pope. Now to Schlag. One-on-one against Sams. Sams knocks it away from behind. Outlet down court. Wes Graves. It's loose on the court. Taken away by Pittenger. And here come the Trojans back slowly. They'll call timeout. Wild play on the court. But when it's all said and done with the timeout right now, the lead is 4 points for Clinton. 4:18 to go. We'll take timeout. And Clinton leading Maroa Forsyth 61-57.
Mark them down and move them out. That's the battle cry at Walker Tire and Exhaust. There is no need to worry about your vehicle making it through the fall and winter months when you can drive right into Walker Tire and Exhaust and drive home with a new set of Goodyear all-season radials. They've got a full line of savings on all tires, whether it's for cars or light trucks. They're designed for traction and handling, no matter what the forecast calls for. So let it rain, let it sleet, let it snow. Walker Tire and Exhaust is ready for all your vehicle needs. Let the owners, David or Philip Maxwell, guide you in the right direction. Good luck, Clinton Maroons.
Ooh, a nitty-gritty ball game here tonight at Clinton High School. The battle for the top spot in the Yoka Conference. And the first place Clinton Maroons, as of this moment, are leading, but only by 4 points, 61-57 over the second place Maroa Forsyth Trojans. The Trojans can force a tie at this point in the season if they can pull this one out. And they are battling hard. They've got the ball at center court. Andy Pittenger will put it in play with just a little over half of this fourth period to go. Pittenger looks and gets it in out front. It gets it to Schlag. Wes Graves went for the steal. Now he knocks it away from behind. And Thad Harnett has the ball, gives it to Ryan Schumacher. Ryan shoots a 15-footer, in and out. Rebound to Pope. Boy, that one looked good, went all the way down and came back out. Here's Hop in a double team. Sams took it away. Randy Rich for the layup. Stripped away from behind by Hop. A fine defensive play by Hop. Randy was taking his time, going to make sure he scored it. And this young kid has come off the bench and has done a good job in release. Chris Hop, the 6'2 junior from Maroa Forsyth. Out of bounds for Clinton underneath their own basket. Shu puts it in play right underneath that. Harnett turn around off the board. No! Oh, my. And Pope has the rebound. Trying to clear it out in his own. Gets by Nate Sams. Now bounces to the baseline. Hop in the double team. Trying to dribble out of there. Still in the double team as he picked up his dribble. Knocked away by Sams, but recovered by Pittenger, who hustles after it. He's in the double team. Tries to the timeline. In trouble. Throws it up for grabs. And it's taken away by Thad Harnett off the hands of Schlag. This aggressive trapping defense by the Maroons, forcing turnovers, but the Maroons offense needs to capitalize. But both these teams really getting after it on defense. Graves, a two-pointer from just inside the arc. No good. Maroons had an easy perimeter shot, but could not make it. Pope dribbling it out, gets it to Pittenger. Pittenger takes it in the paint, then scoops it off for Schlag for a three. He hit another one. It's a one-point ball game, 61-60. Maroa will just not go away. 61-60. A one-point lead for the Clinton Maroons 3 minutes ago in the ball game. Here's Schumacher. Bounces back out front to Randy Rich. Baseline, Sams. In the paint, Harnett turnaround on the waves, open, banks it off and in. Almost too strong again, but it hung on the iron and fell through. And Thad now has 10 points in the ball game. Clinton leads by 3, 63-60. 2:40 to go in the backcourt. A blocking foul, Schumacher again. Once again, trying to draw the offensive foul in the backcourt on Pittenger. And now Ryan has picked up his fourth foul, and the fans from Clinton do not like it, as you can tell. That's the fourth on Shu. That's the team sixth on the Maroons. Both teams will be in the bonus the rest of this second half. And we're down to 2:40 to go. It's in play to Pittenger. So Schumacher now has to be very careful with 4 fouls. Baseline drive, Schlag in the double team. Kicks it off to Pope. Cross-court pass, it got through. Now they work it to Schlag again. Now to Pittenger at the top of the key. Pittenger taking his time. They trail the Maroons by 3. Pittenger on the slow dribble. Bounces in to Cook. In the double team. Fires up the shot and hits another one. Eric Cook has been deadly. He has 10 points. And Sams will take a timeout for Clinton before he throws it in play. 2:10 to go in this one. Maroa Forsyth hanging right in there with the Clinton Maroons. They trail Clinton by 1 as we take timeout. Clinton leading 63-62.
Are you ready for a new look? Maybe you just want to spruce up the look you have. Amber Graves of Sheer Paradise has the answer. Amber Graves specializes in haircuts, styles, color, highlights, and perms to give you the look you need when you need it. Maybe you just want to be pampered. Put Amber's experience to work for you with a professional manicure and pedicure. Men, women, and children are welcome. Good luck, Maroons.
2 minutes and 10 seconds in the fourth quarter is what remains. Clinton leads, but only by 1, 63-62, before a jam-packed crowd, and we are not pulling your leg tonight. It is a jam-packed crowd here at Clinton High School. The battle for the top spot in the Oka Conference. A good basketball team in the Maroa Forsyth Trojans trying to knock off the 10th rated in the state Clinton Maroons. Sams to put it in play. In the backcourt, bounces in, gets to the Ryan Schumacher. Maroons have the numbers now. Schumacher taking it in, fires up from the lane, and gets it to go. Schu very much under control, hits it. Maroons back up by 3. 2 minutes to go in the game. 65-62 Clinton. Pittenger. Schlag right wing. Pope down low. Kicks it back to Schlag. Back to Pope. Taking it in against Sams. Has to kick it off. Cook, he's a deadly shooter. That one rimming and falling for him. He's got a nice soft touch. He left it short, but it hung on the rim, dribbled across, and fell through. Maroa's back within 1. Maroons against the pressure in the backcourt. Get it across the timeline to Sams. And now Nate out front with the basketball. We'll give it to Bob Igems. Open on the baseline. Graves with a head fake. Back out front it comes to Bob. A minute 25 on the clock for the ball game. Clinton leading by 1. 65-64. Timeout taken by the Clinton Maroons. We'll take another timeout also. Clinton will have the ball with a minute 21 seconds remaining and a 1-point lead. Clinton leading 65-64.
Pain pills are a common thing with people who feel they have no place left to turn. Pills for your backaches, for that headache, pills for your sinuses. You've been to your doctor. He doesn't know what else to do, so you keep on taking pills. But pills don't have to be a part of your life, and neither does pain. Your backache or headache can be relieved without surgery and without drugs. At the Allen Chiropractic Health Clinic in Clinton, Dr. Harold Allen will diagnose the cause of your pain. And once you find the cause, you can usually find the cure. Pain is not normal. Something can be done about it. Call the Allen Chiropractic Health Clinic at 935-6842. We relieve pain.
Well, this battle tonight, the second game of the year between these two teams, and there very well could be a third battle between these two teams in the regional championship. They're the top 2 seeds in the Leroy Regional. That'll be played at Leroy High School. If they can both win their first games in the regional, they meet for the championship in just a couple of weeks. And we could have another one like this. Oh, my goodness, I don't know if I could take it. Both games this year have been sensational. Maroons won the first one. They pulled away with free throws at the end. But this time they have just a 1-point lead and the ball with a minute 20 to go. And Schumacher with it out front. Will the Maroons try to run a bunch of time off the clock? Maroa will come out and get after him. And they're going to foul Wes Graves. All right. Andy Pittenger slaps at Wes Graves like Wes is a 20% free throw shooter. It's a 1-and-1 for Wes Graves. The one thing that maybe they've noticed about Wes is tonight he hasn't shot the ball as well as he has a lot this year. He has just 4 points. Wes has done a fine job from the free throw line last year and this year both. A minute 12 remaining. Clinton leads by 1. It's a 1-and-1 for Wes Graves. And he makes the first one. Clinton leads 66-64. Maroons with their starting 5 out there. Maroa Forsyth having to make one sub as Graves makes them both. Garceau's not in there right now. It's Chris Hopp. The other 4 starters in there right now. Andy Pittenger running the team from the point. 3-point lead for Clinton. Well, they've also got one other change in there, and that's Mark Vanier in the ball game. On the wing is Schlag. High post Cook. Baseline Pope. Tries the baseline. Got around Sams. Throws it off the board and in. 48 seconds remaining. It's a 1-point ball game on Pope's basket. His first in quite a while. Here's Schumacher at the other end. Slips and falls, but gets it off to Harnett as he bounced it off. Now Sams. Clinton leads by 1. Schumacher on the dribble out front. Double team, step through it, and is fouled on the play by Veneer. Stops the clock. 32.5 seconds to go in the ball game. Both teams in the bonus. That's the 9th on Maroa, though, so double bonus. They foul again before this game is history. And Ryan Schumacher, who has not shot a free throw tonight, will have 1-1, but not until after a timeout as they try to freeze him a little bit. We're going to keep it here. I don't want to miss anything. 67-66, Clinton with a 1-point lead. Their toughest ball game of the year, with the exception, I guess, of the Lawrenceville ball game, back the 3rd game of the season. Very comparable to their ball game played at Maroa Forsyth. The Trojans have played the Maroons tougher than anybody during the months of January and February, and they're taking them right down to the wire again. And again, the Trojans are doing this tonight without their starting point guard, Josh Williams, out with the ankle injury tonight. The Trojans have another ball game on Friday, and their assistant coach told me that they do expect their starting point guard, Josh Williams, to be back for that ball game on Friday. That the injury in practice yesterday is not substantial enough to keep him out for too long, but it kept him in street clothes and on crutches tonight. Craig Garceau did a good job in relief for him until he got into foul trouble in the second half of play, and he ended up fouling out of the ball game early in his 4th period. Andy Pittenger has been pushed into point guard duties, and he's hung in there. And the Trojans have been able to stay with the Maroons after blowing a 10-point halftime lead. Here's Ryan Schumacher, now Clinton's all-time leading scorer in school history, career-wise, with a 1-1. And it's too strong. And corralled by the Trojans in the backcourt. Pass was tipped by Wes Graves, but Pittenger has it. And the Trojans, trailing by 1, have the ball with 24 seconds remaining. Pope with it on the right wing, stands on him, underneath Pittenger, scoops it off. Veneer with the basketball, can't get the shot off. Here's a steal by Nate Sands. Nate for the layup. Good! 12 seconds remaining. Clinton leads by 3. Sams intercepts a pass on the wing and had a breakaway layup to give the Maroons a 3-point lead. It's not over yet. 10.4 seconds. The Maroons will have put pressure on all over the place as the officials had to recover the loose ball. Now they give it to Maroa to put it in play. Here comes into Veneer. He fires it up court. Intercepted by Sams again, and he's fouled by Pope. Veneer, the youngster, who just got pushed into the ball game because of foul problems for Maroa Forsyth. And, of course, the lack of Josh Williams not being able to play tonight. Tried a cross-court pass, and Sams was able to step up and intercept in front of Pope. And Pope, all he could do was try to stop play immediately with a foul on Sams. Great anticipation by Nate Sams on the play that gave the Maroons a 3-point lead, though. The play prior to that one. Nate will have 2 shots. We're in the double bonus now with 6.5 seconds remaining. Nate eyes the bucket on the first one. And he has pretty well put Maroa away with that one. It's a 4-point lead. Still, there are 6.5 seconds, so it's not quite a done deal. That's 26 points by my scoring for Nate, although we had a basket that we didn't know who to give it to. He missed the second one. Rebound, Thad Harnett and Andy Pittenger tie it up. Possession arrow will go to Clinton. 5 seconds remaining now. So Clinton will put it in play with the 4-point lead, 70-66. What a ball game. Now they just need to get it in play. Into Thad Harnett. Thad clears it off to Bob Igems. He'll take it in, throw it off the board. Missed it. Rebound, Schlag, and time runs out. So the Maroons get the victory. It wasn't easy, but they get the victory, and they're still in first place in the conference. The winning streak is still intact, and the winning streak is still intact for the Clinton Maroons. We'll be back to recap it for you in just a moment with the final score. The Clinton Maroons 70, the Maroa Forsyth Trojans 66. The winning streak is still alive for the Clinton Maroons, and they're still in first place in the conference. As a matter of fact, the Maroons have a 2-game lead now over the hard to beat Maroa Forsyth Trojans. I think that's the best way to put it. They win this one tonight 70-66. A big finish for Nate Sams in this ball game. The key steal and a breakaway layup, and he makes a free throw that just helped put it away for the Maroons. Again, I don't want to take anything away from the Maroons' win here tonight, but just to put it all in proper perspective here tonight, the Trojans weren't quite at full strength. They were without their 5'9" spark plug at the point guard, Josh Williams. Now, Williams, against us, at least the first time when these two teams met, didn't score a whole lot of points. He had just 4 points in that ball game, but he is a sound ball handler and might have protected things a little bit better for them had he been in there in the stretch. To Greg Garceau's credit, he did a real good job in relief for Williams, as we mentioned earlier, but he got into foul trouble and ended up fouling out of this ball game, and that hurt them some. Andy Pittenger did a good job trying to fill in then at the point guard spot, but of course he was playing out of position, and that pushed some other guys in there that probably normally wouldn't have been in there at the end of the ball game. And the Trojans still hung in there and almost knocked off the 10th ranked Maroons. And in addition to this being a big win for Clinton and probably taking care of things in the conference, although the Maroons have to win 3 more games to wrap this thing up in conference play. This probably sets up what's going to be a heck of a third meeting this year between the two teams, and it's very tough to beat a team that plays you close 3 times in one season. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes about in the championship of the regional at Leroy, how that one comes out, because the Trojans will be loaded for bear when they meet the Maroons a third time if that all comes about. But tonight the Maroons can enjoy the victory, 70-66. Those of you listening to the live broadcast, if you want to listen to all that excitement again here on the radio, we're going to have a replay of the ball game for you following the wrap-up of our ball game. So stay tuned for the tape-delayed rebroadcast of this ball game. And also, this game was videotaped, so it will be shown on Clinton Cable TV Channel 10 next week. So we'll also have that for you on TV. I know I'm going to want to watch it on TV again and see this one all over again and see all the mistakes I made in the play-by-play. There were a few times when I just plain missed it. When we got a tip in on a rebound underneath there, and I don't think any of us touched it. I think Maroa actually tipped it off the board. I didn't know who to give the basket to. So my scoring is very unofficial here tonight. Maroa's run down goes like this. Nathan Schlag I had for 21. He made 5 3-pointers in this ball game that helped them stay in this ball game. 19 for Mike Pope, although the Maroons held him to 6 in the second half, and that was a big factor. Eric Cook, their 6'5 senior, added 12 points. So those were all their players in double figures. Andy Pittenger was close. He finished with 9. He had a big second quarter, 7 in that second period of play. Greg Garceau played, as we said, a pretty solid game for them. He finished with 4 points in the ball game before he fouled out with 6:19 to go. And their only other scoring came on a free throw by Chris Hopp, who played several minutes in the ball game. Hopp with 1 point. Also, another player that I didn't see here tonight that played quite a bit against us the first time was Jeremy Shaw. And I'm not sure what his status was. I didn't realize he wasn't going to be available for the ball game. I don't know. Surely he's still with the ball club, but he played several minutes against us the first time, and he did not play. So maybe he was out with an injury or illness also, which might have hurt the Trojans a little bit. So just keep that in mind when regional time rolls around. For the Maroons, 26 points for Nate Sams. Nate with 10 points in the first quarter, a good start. Nothing in the second period, though. But then 8 in the third period when the Maroons turned it around, trailing by 10 at halftime, and then came back to take the lead. And he added 6 more in the fourth period of play. That big steal and layup, he had a 3-pointer in that fourth period of play also. I guess it would actually be 8 points in the fourth period for him. And then that free throw there toward the end, ice it away for the Maroons. 26 tonight for Nate. Ryan Schumacher needed 2 points tonight to take over, the all-time leading scorer in the history of Clinton Maroons basketball, surpassing Ben Nichols. He got his 2 very early in the ball game and added 20 more. 22 tonight for Ryan Schumacher, including a couple of 3-pointers in the third. Brought to you by